Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Michael's Corner. Um, Tonight I will be interviewing a wrestler by the name of Brian Blade. But before I bring him on, there's a couple of people that I would like to give shout outs to. Okay? My first shout out goes out to the State of Pro Wrestling. Those are my friends. I believe they're doing a live stream right now. They're having a podcast going on as well as this podcast tonight, Michael's Corner. So, I gotta give a shout out to my friends of State of Pro Wrestling. You can follow them on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I don't know where else. I believe TikTok, and other platforms. Also, follow my friends at the Wrestle Talk podcast. I've been going live on there as well, and I've been calling the show as well. So, Renee Martinez put on great shows. And you can follow them on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and that's about it. That's all I know. And also, please follow this Facebook group page called Discussion Pro Wrestling. Oh my God, I post just about every content on that group page. So be sure to follow Discussion Pro Wrestling on their Facebook group page as well. So I gotta give a shout out to those fan pages as well as that group page, so then that way I can give them recognition and whatnot, and hopefully they will return the favor by doing the same thing about my little talk show, Michael's Corner. Hopefully they give me a shout out as well. So let's not waste any more time. Let's bring in my guests. So hold on just a minute. So as we're waiting for Brian Blade to come on, yep, sent him a request to join live. Okay, here we go. Let's view it. Yep. So, yep, I'm just waiting for him to join my live feed. Here we go. Invite. There we go. Sorry about that, you guys. There he is.
All right, there we go. Phone was
Hey,
giving some problems.
Yeah. Well, we finally got it fixed. So, how you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing good. Can't complain. How are you?
Good. I remember the last time I interviewed you was 2 years ago, I believe.
Yeah,
And
it's been a while.
I was wondering how is everything going since our last interview?
Well, for the rest of that year, everything went really well, and then COVID hit obviously and kind of slowed everything down and slowed wrestling down. But
Mm-hmm.
things are going to be picking up in May and June and July and in August, so the summer's going to be real good, and so I'm really looking
Mm-hmm.
forward to it. Should be a lot of fun shows that I'm doing and helping promote and helping be on, and should be fun. It should be a fun time, and hopefully everyone is able to stay safe and
Mm-hmm.
we get past this COVID thing this summer.
Yep. And also too, let me know if your show comes to, Minnesota. Let me know ahead of time because not going to wrestling shows for over a year and a half almost is really draining me down.
Yeah, once we know, we've been in contact with a couple fairs in Minnesota, but some of the fairs are still wondering if they feel like it's safe for them to go on. So we're waiting to hear back from a couple of them that we've done in the past. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just the hope with them that there's no more, they don't have to worry about COVID protocols and they don't have to worry about
Mm-hmm.
people's safety. They can get as many people at the fairs as they normally would. So I
Mm-hmm.
think they're just kind of waiting a few more weeks, maybe another month, to see where COVID numbers are, vaccinations are,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. See if the numbers are going down, if
Yeah.
if the vaccines are really working or not working. Hopefully, and let's hope they are. But let's just hope the numbers go down and people are smart. Either way, whether people get
Mm-hmm.
vaccinated or don't get vaccinated, just be safe and be smart, and one way or another we can beat this thing and we can get back to wrestling and concerts and fairs and things like that in
Yes.
in sporting, all kinds of sporting events.
Yes, because that's really important because I just hope people just follow the protocols and whatnot and wear a mask, wash your hands, stay 6 feet away from everyone, and hopefully we can be overcome this pandemic because because 2020 has been overwhelming.
Yeah, it's and by the time I get in the ring again on May 22nd, it'll be 14 months since I've been in the ring, and the most I've gone in 20 years before that is maybe 6 weeks at the most. So
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to getting back in the ring, and looking forward to see fans again, and see people at the
Hmm.
shows and entertain people and beat some people up.
Yeah, yeah, hopefully, yeah. Because I can't wait to get on to a wrestling show. Here's my mindset. I want to just get on. It's like wherever the wrestling show, I want to just go there, get it on. Because, like I said, I'm just itching to make my return to going to these wrestling shows again and heckling at some of the heel wrestlers too. I
I've
miss
got a lot
doing
of
it.
requests from fans of when we're coming, when I'm going to be here, when I'm going to be there, when's the MWA coming, and a lot of interest of people are ready to get out, and I'm hoping by
Hmm.
May and June that things are under control enough that people feel safe to come out, and we don't have to, hopefully we don't have to abide by an arena's 6 foot rule, and if we
Hmm.
do, we'll make sure that happens. We'll abide by all COVID protocols that are set, by whatever city, town, states that we're in. But hopefully we can kind of, hopefully, 2 months from now when the MWA starts putting on shows that we can put people, pack people back into arenas and venues that we go into. And I'm hoping on May 22nd, I'll be in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. That's an outdoor show.
Okay.
So I'm hoping we can, we depending what the COVID protocols are, but I mean, being outside is a little easier to socially distance, a little easier to put fans around. And being in Pennsylvania, they're usually, it takes them a little bit more time to, a lot of times, take some of these restrictions off Good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, I'm not the one that's going to say it's smart, it's not smart.
Mm-hmm.
That's up to their cities and government, to decide what they think is safe for their people. So, but
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, tickets are going well for the show, and hopefully, people come out and watch and enjoy. It's an afternoon show, so it's
Mm-hmm.
1 to 5 in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. So hopefully, we get so far ticket sales have been real strong, so it's looking real good, and hopefully the weather's good. Hopefully it doesn't turn cold or rainy or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah, because what I've been seeing yesterday, un unfreaking real, you know, seeing snow. I was like, at least it didn't stick for very long.
I know where I'm at tonight. I
Because
was I was outside, and it's awful with the wind chill. It's below 30 degrees right now,
oh,
so
holy shit!
it's
And
it's time to get over
you
that.
know, I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I tell you, it was snowing pretty good, but it didn't stick for very long.
Good.
So okay. I just want, since I got a new audience, new subscribers onto my YouTube channel, Michael's Wrestling Channel, can you tell my new audience how did you get your start in pro wrestling?
It's 2001, and a friend of mine I went to the gym with kept trying to get me to come down to this wrestling school they had in Omaha, Nebraska, and I'd always wanted to be a wrestler. I'd always thought about it, and
Mm-hmm.
um, me and a friend of mine had really talked about it in college, and we were both going to go, but he decided to go after our sophomore year, and I decided I was going to graduate first. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
what happened, before I graduated college, I started a business, so I was kind of intent and content with doing that, and then found out about this wrestling school in Omaha, Nebraska, where I was at, and a friend of mine wanted me to
Mm-hmm.
go. Well, the first time I went, they had one ring, and it looked like 40 people were in there, and some of them were
Mm-hmm.
goofing off, and some were actually training. And I kind of looked at it, and I didn't think, I was like, I'm not going to get any training here. There's 40 some guys here. There's one ring. Half of them are doing one thing. Half of them are, not doing what they're supposed to do. But he kind of stayed on me. So a couple months later, I came back, and the numbers had dwindled to probably less than half of that. And that's kind of how I got started. Had my first match after a couple months. The guy that his name was Max Magnus. Got me in. They got me in. Had my first match with him, and me and him had numerous matches over the years. One of my favorite guys to be in the ring with. We just had instant chemistry. So I
Mm-hmm.
knew what he was going to do. He knew what I was going to do. It really worked out. So from there, had my matches with it was Omaha Wrestling Association, the OWA. They were running
Mm-hmm.
shows kind of when I first started weekly in Omaha. So the first 8, 9, 10, 10 weeks, I was wrestling every week right off the bat. And then, well, they started having problems. Nebraska had an athletic commission at that point, and well, they really weren't abiding by the athletics commission's rules. They weren't paying their dues, didn't have an ambulance and stuff there that you were supposed to, weren't
Mm-hmm.
paying. They had a crazy thing about this insurance policy you needed that cost, it was $700 or $800 per show, this type of insurance they wanted, which, for a
Okay.
small independent company, 700, $800 is you can't do it. You'd have
Yeah.
to, you just can't draw enough people to make that worth
Mm-hmm.
it. So they kind of
Mm-hmm.
slowed down for a while, and I just started going on the road. I met some people, went down to made some connections, and just started wrestling a lot in Kansas. And then it just kind of took off from there. Where I ended up wrestling Kansas, and by year 2, I was going to Kansas and Texas and Oklahoma, and then it became added Missouri and Colorado and South Dakota, and it just kind of
Mm-hmm.
built. It just kind of built from there. Working promotions in Iowa, and then I had so many promotions I was working in those places. I really didn't. I stayed there, and I was wrestling. At one point, I would wrestled 43 weekends in a row, and that's I was getting anywhere from 2 to 5 matches a weekend. So
Mm-hmm.
I was really going strong at that point, and I was always on the road, and I'd be in Nebraska one night, and Oklahoma the next, and Texas the next, or Colorado one night to Texas to Oklahoma. So or Missouri one night, Colorado the next, and I was running like it's say you say putting on the miles and getting in the car and just driving and going and you
Mm-hmm.
know having a lot of fun and not everyone has to follow that path. There's some guys that just wrestle once a month and that's
Mm-hmm.
all they want to do. I've always been the type that I just I like the grind of go 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 now. Not as much today as I did, as I did before. Now I got kids and got a few more responsibilities than I did at that, in those early years. So going 43 weekends in a row now is just not feasible and not responsible as a dad. So
Mm-hmm.
you kind of
So,
balance that out.
so, so like, is it like, how did this pandemic change your way of, going to, because you used to going to wrestling shows so many days a week. And how does it affect you now that you have all this time? Do you spend most of your time with your family?
Yeah, I spend most of my time that with my family. I mean, I own my own construction company, so I work. I work out all the time. I
Hmm.
work out quite a bit. The last month or so, I've been really focusing on getting MWA shows together for June, July, and August. So, I mean, that's been taking up a lot of time. We're trying to put on some big shows this summer.
Hmm.
So, one of our bigger shows we got is, June 19th in Elgin, Illinois. We got Lance Archer and Christopher Daniels coming into the event. So, and that's going to be, it's at the Old Republic Bar in Elgin, Illinois. It's an outdoor venue, but it's a pretty big, pretty nice outdoor venue. The guy that's running it wants to put on, wrestling shows, pretty much every month until he can't. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. But that's been taking up a lot of time with trying to get everything coordinated with him, everything we need to be coordinated, everything to make this show the way it needs to be for something like that.
Hmm.
Um, Plus, with the MWA shows, we got shows June 10th, June 11th, June 12th, June 13th.
Hmm.
Before that, so we're in Lincoln, Nebraska on the 10th. On the 11th, we're in McCook, Nebraska. The 12th, we're in Holdrege, Nebraska, and the 13th, we're in South Sioux City, Nebraska. So
Oh, wow.
trying to put all those together, get
Hmm.
sponsors and things like that. It takes time. So I've stayed pretty busy between everything that I'm doing and trying to make
Hmm.
sure, when you're putting four events together in a row and then really a fifth in 8 days, it takes time. And, a lot of guys don't understand. And a lot of promotions only run, even if you run weekly, and most only run monthly, you don't understand what it's like to be in 5 different towns,
Hmm.
in 2 states and try to
Hmm.
get everything coordinated, get everything, get wrestlers coordinated, get hotels coordinated, get sponsors lined up. It takes a
And the
lot of time.
fans, and not to mention the fans. You gotta get
Right.
the
And
fans
sell
going
tickets.
and sell tickets. Cause you know what? Once I hear the word, once I hear you mention something in Minnesota, you bet your ass I'm gonna be there. And even if you gotta ask, one of the guys to pick me up and go to your shows because this was my plan. My plan was to be at one of your shows way before the
Hmm.
pandemic started. And we was actually talking about this via a private message on Facebook stating that you'll find somebody who that lives, in the cities, telling me that, you know, they could pick me up, take me to this and whatnot.
Hmm.
So hopefully if you can book some of the wrestlers from the city, and ask them like if they're willing to pick me up from my home and take you to your show, that would be great because I've been waiting to go to make my MWA wrestling debut.
And we love to have you. And yeah, we'll get that figured out. Especially, if the fairs happen like they're supposed to, it'll be in August, like they were before. In fact, I'm supposed to, let's see, today is Wednesday, so I think I'm supposed to touch
Hmm.
base with them again on Friday, one of them, and just kind of give them a call. Just call them up, see what they're thinking, and the other fairs.
Hmm.
I'm just waiting to hear back. Like I said, they're still working on what COVID protocols will be and what they can
Okay.
do.
Hmm.
Like I said, they don't want to come back if they can't. They can't
Yeah.
afford to come back if they got to do it, with half the amount of people that they normally could. So
Yeah, yeah, I understand. And also, oops, sorry. And also, August is one of my favorite months of the year because August 14th is my birthday.
and me and you are
That's
four
my
days apart.
birthday.
Mine's the 10th. So
Hmm. I'll be 37, so so now let's talk about ring gear because that's really important, right?
yeah, how you
So,
project yourself is, how you put yourself out there is, yeah, it's important.
hmm so I got asked, who makes your ring gear?
Honestly, I had my boots are just from High Spots. I've got,
Okay.
I've heard people that said they had horrible boots. My boots last me. I've had boots from High Spots that last me over 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Um, so I don't know if it's just the way I take care of them or I just got lucky. I mean, some of it's probably just sheer luck,
Hmm.
especially seeing, I mean, the amount of matches that I've had in them that, they've stayed together. So I've had one pair that I had to have resold.
Hmm.
Um, but besides that, they've pretty well stayed together, for quite a bit of amount of time compared to what some people say they are.
Yeah.
Um, I had I had my other ring gear. In fact, I've had just certain people make me ring gear in the past that just made it for me. I can't remember, who they are because I've had the ring gear for so long, like my trunks and
Your turn.
my long tights. I've had them for so long. I don't even remember who made them, but I've two or three different people made them for me. I think they were just trying to get their foot in the door, and they've lasted, so they were quality. So,
Hmm.
and I haven't had a new pair in probably 10 years. So they've held
And
the test of time.
hmm and you know what, my friend? If you ever thought about, getting new wrestling gear and whatnot, have you heard this one wrestler named Craven Knight? Have you heard of him?
I've heard of the name, yes.
Okay, because you know what? He makes ring gear and he does a damn good job of making ring gear.
Okay. I'll have to
He
remember that
puts
if I,
in he puts into work and whatnot. And if you want like, ring gear made, you should hook him up. Um I think it's the I think it's I think it's the Breaking Night Customs, I believe. It's
okay.
on Instagram. So I'll send you the link, you know, and so you can check out his work because you know what? He does a great job, creating, making ring gear for the wrestlers.
Okay. Yeah, definitely have to check that out. If
So
I can't find it,
definitely,
I'll send you a message.
yeah, if you can't find it, send me a message and I'll take you directly towards this page.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds
All,
good.
all right. So my next question to you is, um, I I know we touched base on this a couple years ago, but I'm doing this again because of my new audience on I have a new audience on YouTube and now Instagram.
hmm
Um, can you tell them what was your toughest opponent that you ever faced in your career?
Boy, that's the toughest opponent. Wow, boy, that's
Or you can
toughest
name,
opponent. Probably my toughest opponent was a guy named Abu Colossus from
okay,
Omaha. He was probably like for hard hitting matches. Me that was me between me and him was probably with him was probably the hardest hitting match probably I've ever had. And I wrestled him numerous times. He's one of my big rivals when I first started. Him and Max were tag team partners. So, but
Mhm.
with him, he would chop you, and I swear one night my heart stopped, and he restarted it with a second chop, and it
Oh
was
my God.
we had some really hard hitting matches. You know, some of my some of my favorite opponents. I always liked working with him, but he was probably, I mean, for physicality. Yeah, I mean, we beat the tar out of each other, and we liked it.
Mhm.
That's it was no big deal. Another guy that's real physical was Eric Fantabulous. We always
Okay.
had real physical, old school type matches. He's one of my favorite guys to wrestle, you know,
Mhm.
ever. Gorgeous Alex Gretzky. They're technical matches. Gorgeous Alex Gretzky for the most part. Um,
Mhm.
we've had some great matches. I'm sure we're still probably have a few more. I've wrestled him all over the country. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, everyone I've been in the ring with, though, I've enjoyed. I don't think I can't think of anybody that I've been in the ring with where yeah, I don't. Why am I in the ring with this guy?
Mhm.
It's
And
not. I don't care
also,
how good or bad they are. It's
yeah.
you wrestle to what their skill is,
Mhm.
whether that's the same as mine, above mine, or not maybe below mine, but you do what you have to do to make both
Mhm.
guys in the match look good.
Yeah. And also too, a couple years ago, a couple summers ago, um, I don't know if you remember this or not, but there used to be Midwest Wrestling's Elite, and you was there in my neck of the woods, and you had some pretty good matches there as well. Remember that? What you call that? I know I filmed a match, so I should know this. It was some kind. You was in the match against. Holy shit! Let me let me take a look because
Was it
I got it on video.
because
I you
I wrestled
know
Mitch Paradise up there.
yeah,
Uh,
you wrestle Mitch Paradise, but you also wrestle somebody else in the um. Let me go ahead and find that right quick. Luckily, I'm on YouTube right now, so
I'm trying to
so
remember
let
who.
me.
I can picture the guy in my head, but I can't think of the name, and I feel bad. I can't
Oh my
think of his
God!
name.
It was Stonehenge. You
Okay,
faced
that's right. Yeah,
Stonehenge
Stonehenge. Yep.
in the Russian chain
Oh,
match. Yeah, I am so glad because I'm on YouTube on my TV on my PlayStation 4. So luckily, you never know about me. I'll go on YouTube and watch some of these wrestling videos, and I
I
think,
enjoyed that match. I enjoyed the physicality of it. Stonehenge is a great competitor. And I enjoyed working with Nikita Koloff in that match, and
oh
I've stayed in
yeah,
contact with him ever since. So he's a really good guy.
hmm
If you ever get a chance, I know whether you're religious or not, take a listen to some of the things he's got to say. He's a real good, real good guy, and he's got a really positive message that he puts out there.
hmm yeah. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that match. You definitely should go back and watch that because I still got it on my YouTube channel and whatnot, and that was a great match you had there.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I try to keep some of the wrestling matches on my channel the best way I can and whatnot. Um, So you know what? You know who I would love to see you face though? You never faced Nick Nelson. Nick Nelson, oh my God. He's one of the best wrestlers.
Maybe one
And
of
the
these days we'll
best,
cross paths. Hopefully.
if you guys cross paths, you let me know. I'll be up there. And you know what? I'll film your match and I'll see you two beat the hell out of each other. Because
Sounds
Nick
good.
Nelson, he's a hard freaking worker. He's the best heels in all of Midwest, and North Dakota and everything.
All right. I have to.
And
Hopefully, we cross paths here one of these days.
you know what? Uh, you never know. I might send out, I might make a post about my dream matches, and if I do that on social media, that's the first thing on my mind. It's gonna be you versus Nick Nelson.
Well, maybe we get one of those companies in Minnesota to book the match too.
Okay. Um. I don't know if you've heard of this. Have you heard of Midwest All Star Wrestling?
Yep. Hmm.
Oh my God! I will get. I know the owner of that company. I will get a hold of him and tell him to book the match.
All right. Sounds good
When
to me.
everything when everything opens back up, everything settles down, then we'll do it for sure. I'll do it for sure. Because that will be a great match, to say the least.
Sounds good. I always like wrestling. Guys that are really good. Test my
And let
skills
me
against somebody else's skills.
Yeah, and let me mention to you one thing. Um, oh, you know me, Brian. You know me for a couple of years. You know how I am when it comes to the women's wrestling and whatnot. Oh, I like to see them get it on. Hmm. I like to see them get it on. So hopefully, hopefully, when you book the show and whatnot, get some ladies in action because let me tell you, I'll be jumping up and down, screaming, cheering, filming at the same time, and blah 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 blah. So,
And we definitely, the NWA, we have a women's champion. She's Morgan Levay, and she'll be defending her. She's going to defend her title on the 10th, the 11th, and then the 19th. So,
whew,
well, if it's still her title each night, we'll see. She's got, we'll see if she can keep it each night.
I saw the women's title. That looks nice.
Yeah,
I
it's a pretty good belt, and she's an excellent wrestler, and she's getting better every day.
mm-hmm. So, yeah, I've been trying to interview more, get women onto this show, because I like to hear their, perspective on the business and whatnot. So if that, if the MWA Women's Champion is up for an interview, let me know.
I'll shoot her a
Let her
message
know.
tonight, later tonight, and see if she's got time to do it and will be interested in doing it and
Mm-hmm.
promoting herself because I know she's held a couple different titles for a couple different promotions, so she's on
Definitely.
her way.
Yeah, definitely get a hold of her because, you know what? Michael's Corner is all about telling your story about how you got into the business and telling your story, what made you do this and what and that. And, it's all about real. You can, I give them a platform and they can talk about wherever they want.
Yeah,
That's what
I'm
Michael's
sure she'd be interested.
That's what Michael's Corner is all about. It's all about I want these wrestlers, male and female, to have a platform so they can expose themselves. And if I feel that it, if I bring them on a show, and because I post this on my YouTube channel, on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, I want them to get more exposure. So then when the wrestling fans come to the show, holy cow, they'll know who to root for and whatnot.
Yeah, getting extra exposure, is great, especially for people that are trying to, find, new places to work, get new bookings, and, maybe get, who knows, get to, Impact or AEW or WWE. All the exposure you can get is a good thing, and we all, I appreciate you doing this for people and myself, and
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else that comes on here should appreciate it because, you're giving us an opportunity to tell our stories, promote our shows, promote ourselves. And so,
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it, and I hope everyone else does too.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I invite you into my show twice now. This is the second time, and I think I told you on the first one, you're welcome to join, Michael. You're welcome to join my live stream anytime you want. Anytime it's like, you know what, Michael, I got something to tell to the fans. Can I use Can I use this platform to get my name out there so that I can let people know? And I'm so good at, you know, making sure this goes on this page, that page, or whatever page.
Well, we appreciate that, and I appreciate it, and the MWA appreciates it, and you know, so I like to promote the shows coming up, like May 22nd. It's hopefully it's a big deal. It's called Pennsylvania Slam Fest. If
Mm-hmm.
people want tickets, it's just paslamfest.com. You can go on there, get all your information, get tickets. Like I said, I believe the event starts at 1:30 in the afternoon. And it's supposed to run to about 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock. So it'd be a nice
Mm-hmm.
afternoon show. It's at a brewery. So if you want to eat or drink, they got food and beer right there. Um,
Ooh.
Drink responsibly. If you don't, get an Uber, get a Lyft.
Oh,
Have a
oh,
designated
oh,
driver.
this model don't drink, so you don't have to worry about me
Well,
drinking.
I mean
If
people in
I
general, though.
if I
People need to be
want
smart.
if I want to be in Michael mode, Brian, hell, I'll just grab a Sierra Mist or I'll grab a Sprite, drink that, and I'd rather drink that than, you know,
Well, they got they
if,
got they got soda there too, or pop, whatever you call it, depending on where you're at in the country. Whether you call it Coke, soda, pop, whatever, but they've got that at the place too. We don't need to get into that argument
yeah,
of what people call it, but they'll have that
yeah.
there too, and it's going to be. I'm going to defend the MWA championship there. It'll be the first time in 14 months it has been defended. Like I said, first time in 14 months I've been in the ring.
Uh-huh.
But I've kept in shape.
Now
I've
let's talk
so
about so let's talk about this now. Now it's been 14 months, over a year. How are you getting your training? So so that when you get back in the ring, you want to get rid of some of that ring rust. So how do you prepare yourself for a match?
well, it's going to take I'll have to prepare a little bit before the show. I mean, I've I'm still lifting weights all the time, still working out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not getting maybe the exact same practice on moves that I was before, but I'm still doing certain exercises, certain things that'll help me in the ring. I've probably done more stretching and more yoga. Yeah, you see my
Oh
son
my
there hiding
God.
behind me. You say hi to
Oh,
Michael.
hi. I'm interviewing your dad. Oh my goodness. You got a nice kid there.
Yeah, he's just getting back from baseball practice.
Oh, okay, okay. How old is he?
He's only 7. He's a giant though. He's
Yeah, you
he's
got a good kid.
he's a good boy. He's gonna be big though. He's gonna be bigger than I am.
You better,
So
you know what, Brian? You better watch out. Once he turns 10, all hell breaks loose. He'll
he
be,
he loves wrestling. That's where I get a lot of my training still is him.
hmm
I
But
can
like I
practice some moves
said,
on him.
when your son gets to those double digits, that is it. You better prepare yourself. I don't know if you're ready for it, but once
Yeah,
he turns preteen, that's it.
yeah, he's a good
So,
boy. I think I'll be good. I don't think he'll cause me too many headaches. I hope.
oh boy, you better. If he does, you better bring some Tylenol. Okay, well, Brian, I like to end the segment on this. What advice do you want to give out to all the people who wants to be in the wrestling business?
Well, I would say find someone that can train you the right way. I mean, there's a lot of places that'll train you, but they won't train you the right way. Do some homework before you give anybody your money. If you're extremely serious, you can go to some seminars and see if you like it, see if you can handle it, and then go to a reputable school. There's plenty of them out there. Bruce or Tom Pritchard's and Canes is excellent.
Before I forget, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
Before I forget, we gotta talk about the Academy School of Professional Wrestling, and that's in Brooklyn Park, I believe. We gotta talk about that school. Ken Anderson, if you wanna be a wrestler, if you're serious about this, please go to the Academy School of Professional Wrestling, because I heard a lot of good things about that school. Oh my God.
Yeah, another great place to learn and train. Yeah, another one. If you're like in the Kansas City area, KCXW has great trainers down there. They'll get you. They'll get you right. They know what they're doing. People I've known for a long time. But find a reputable trainer, somebody that's not some fly-by-night guy. It's one that you can take seminars with people. You can take seminars with promotions. I run seminars at the MWA, to see if people are ready, and then I train some people, but then I point them in the right direction to where they to finish their training. But there's guys that I've trained and they've done great, and they've flourished. But at this point, I don't have the time to put into it that I did before to put into somebody. So I'll do seminars before shows, get people ready, see if they can actually handle it, and then I'll point them in the right direction to go to a school that they can go to 2, 3, 4 times a week and get the training they need. Back when I had a building, I could do that 2, 3, 4 nights a week, and I had more time than I do now. So.
Yeah.
So if you're coming to an MWA show, we run seminars before every show. I charge $30. We get you in the ring, get you started, get you the basics. We go from there. I teach you how certain things. I make sure you're not going to hurt yourself, and I make sure you're in shape enough to be able to go to one of these other places I'll point you to.
Yeah.
Something else. Follow your dreams. If you really want to do it, follow your dreams. But it's not going to be cheap. Make sure you have reliable transportation. Make sure you're in some semblance of shape. Make sure you have the finances to afford to be able to go do it. There's so many excuses wrestlers have, or guys that are supposedly wrestlers have been trained that they don't have a reliable vehicle. They don't have gas money. They don't have this. It's always something.
Every excuse in the book. I say, if you want to pursue this, you gotta be able to save up the money. Save up the money, because you know what? I hear all of these excuses. I said, you know what? Stop making excuses. If you really want to be a pro wrestler, get your ass out there and show them that you want this badly. Because let me tell you something. If you don't got the heart, if wrestling's not in your blood, and if you go out there and you fail, chances are you shouldn't be in the business.
It's not for everybody.
Because yes, it's not for everyone. So
it's hard. It's if you want to really go somewhere, it's not easy. You've got to put in the time. You got to put in the miles. I mean, like I said, it's for some people once a month is all they want to do it, and you can be good doing it once a month. You're never going to be great because you're not getting the ring time. But just be willing. It's going to hurt. You got to remember. It's going to hurt. If you're averse to pain, don't get into it. If you don't have cardio, if you can't handle any cardio, don't get into it. There's so many guys that think, oh, it's easy and they'll do a seminar and I'm watching them, and I'm not even working that hard, but I'm watching them puke over in the corner somewhere.
Oh my God.
And we haven't even done that much yet. So,
Yeah.
take it seriously. This is as serious as any other training for any other sport, and it's probably harder because in most sports, whether it's, football's a contact sport, pro wrestling's a
Mhm.
contact sport, except in football, you get a break every 5 or 6 seconds. Wrestling, you
Mhm.
don't. The ropes
Nope.
don't give you a
Nope.
break.
Nope.
The canvas doesn't give you a break. You're
You
constantly in
damn right.
physical contact with a person or an object.
Mhm.
There's no cardio on the planet that is like it. No sport you can play that simulates what happens in the ring. Not MMA, not anything else. And that's not to put down
Mhm.
MMA. But in MMA, you get hit a few times, you can keep going, or you're knocked out. In wrestling, you keep going, and you're constantly getting thrown on the mat or up against the ropes, or
Mhm.
and I don't want anyone to take that as a knock against MMA, because people that train for MMA are training their butts off too. It's just completely something that's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell everyone who wants to pursue this. Don't let that wrestling mat fool you. Inside of that ring, it's cardboard and metal beams
Yeah,
underneath that ring.
it's metal and a bunch of 2x12s, and
Mm-hmm.
and then a little pad, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that little pad is about like, just go land on your floor or something, or your living room floor that's got some carpet on it and the carpet pad underneath there, and that's fairly
Mm-hmm.
close to what you're gonna get to start with. So
Mm-hmm. And it's
you
gonna hurt like hell too.
yeah, I
I
mean,
know. I know many years ago, Brian. I don't know if I told this story or not, but in May of 2013, I was at a wrestling show, and I had it was during intermission. I had the opportunity. Now during intermission, this ring announcer said that kids could wrestle against the Angry Dragon for $5. Does any kids want to get in the ring and face the Angry Dragon? Holy shit, Brian! Oh my God, they were beating the hell out of Angry Dragon. And then the fans wants to see me get in the ring. I said, no, 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 no. At first, but one of the wrestlers convinced me, talked me into it, gave them the $5. I got in the ring against the Angry Dragon. Oh my God. Oh my God. I shoved him into a corner. I gave him a chop. And I still got the video, so I gotta send you. I'll send you the link so you can watch.
all right.
I gave the Angry Dragon the world's strongest slam, and I shocked everybody,
Good
even my
deal.
little friend. Oh my God, everybody was shocked, and I was so excited. So I'll send you the link so you can watch it, and you can just message me on what you thought about that, match and
All right,
whatnot.
sounds good. I want to congratulate you too on talking to Trish Stratus and Lillian Garcia lately.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! Yes. I mean, yes, because I've been wanting to do this, because now they're retired, and it's a, preparedness meets opportunity.
Hmm.
When opportunity comes knocking, you gotta respond quick. And I was really honored when Trish Stratus sent me that personalized shout out video. And I was lucky enough to talk to Lillian Garcia the other day. So that made me feel really good, you know.
Yeah,
So
it was a good it's a good little you know chat you guys got to have, and it was nice that you got to get on there, and
yes.
it's a good deal for you.
Mm-hmm. Because that means I'm getting more exposure, so and whatnot. So well, Brian, listen, I'm gonna let you go. But you know what? If you got any more announcements, if anything changes or whatnot, let me know. I'll bring you back on here and you can make the announcement on here because I'm going to give you a platform, and you can use this platform however you want, okay?
All right, sounds good. I appreciate that, and
All right, and please take care of those kids. You
I
got
will.
nice kids, okay?
Well, thank you.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go, okay?
All right, have a good one and stay safe.
All right. All right.
Bye.
Bye. I don't know how to get you off of here. There we go. All right. That was a pretty nice interview I did. Um, I say that Ryan Blade, one of the nicest people that you'll ever meet. He's a great wrestler, great human being. He has great kids, so and whatnot. So, well, you guys, that just wraps it up for this video. I mean, this episode of Michael's Corner. So, well, you guys take care and have a great evening.